Okay, so vintage VSA 500, really nice semi-hollow. We're going to be changing the pickups. We're going to be changing all of the controls all through the F-hole. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all these strings off, get the pick guard off so I've got maximum access, and then we'll just start taking the bits and pieces out. So strings. Here we go. Okay, so that's the strings off. So next thing I'm going to do is start removing these controls. I already took one of the knobs off the controls because they are a bit stiff, and I just wanted to see how easy it came off. So bear with me while I get the rest of them off. Right, that's all 4 of them off. Now I'm going to take the switch out, which again I've already pre-loosened. We'll take the tip off first. There we go. Okay, I'm guessing that's probably an 11, and that's a 12. I think the 11's already on my wrench. There you go, 11 millimeter socket. And then the jack, which is probably, I think it's 13. No, it's 12. Right. So all of the controls are loosened. I'm going to take the pick guard off, as I said. Right, there you go. So what I want to understand now is exactly how this is wired. So I'm going to, as usual, just protect the finish on the guitar a little. And we'll pull this loom all the way out. That's the jack. Oh, it's like surgery. One of those is the bridge ground. That looks like a pickup. Okay, so that's obviously one pickup, that's the other pickup. There's the toggle switch coming off of both pots. That's a volume pot, a B, so that's a linear taper, that's a B, a linear taper, and then these are 2 audio taper pots. So the A500 tells me it's an audio taper pot. So as that pot is adjusted, the curve, if you like, of the increase follows a line that is more in accustomed with how we hear, whereas the B is the linear pot, and that's a straightforward lift, and often you'll get A's as the tone and B's as the volume, because it works quite well like that. Some of it's down to a bit of personal preference, but that's what the guitar's got at the moment, so that's what we're going to put back on. But we're going to change them for alpha pots. We did talk about perhaps having some CTS, but the CTS pots mean widening out the holes because the actual stems are wider and they won't go through here without reaming them out, which you can do, but it risks a little bit of cracking on the finish. So the clients decided that they'd rather go with alpha pots that will fit. Okay, right, so I think what we'll do is swap over the tone pots first. So the tone pots are audio normally, audio, fantastic. So here's our new one. So first thing I'm going to do is pop a little bit of solder on the back. So let's fire up the furnace. There we go. And I'm going to take my first capacitor. Bit of solder on the lead. I'm going to reflow a bit of solder onto the old ground. So again, it will just flow nicer. Make a better connection overall. That's it. And then we're just going to pop the connection from the volume through the terminal on the pot. A little bit less heat on the soldering iron. And try and fill the terminal with solder. Really, really good connection. Nice and shiny. Good, so that's one tone pot done. Nice and quick. Next tone pot.
Came alive. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. His guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. 19 years old in Memphis, Tennessee. Sam and son saw something come to be. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Shaking his hips and playing his licks, here comes the king. All right. Still today, 60 years down the road, something about this record is never get old. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. With guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king.
Okay, so the controls are all in. Usual fun and games, working through the F-hole, trying to get this jack in and this tone put in, but we got there with the help of a string. Pick guards back on. Okay, so the truss rod was a little bit tight, but I relaxed it when I did the assessment. So let's have a quick look now. So and I'm looking for sort of 10 thousandths of an inch or so. It is tight, so I am going to release that. And we will go 4mm as usual and see if that does it. Lovely, but I want to loosen it, so that's gone to the halfway point, but it's a dual action truss rod, so I need to go beyond that and start loosening it. There, okay, what's that done? Yeah, okay, that's much better. Just a tiny amount of light over the top. So we'll retune. And then we'll check the string height. So I'm looking ideally for about 1.75. And that's very, very low. Okay, that's about 150 now, and then I want just under 125 this side, so that's a bit high, so I'm going to bring that one down. Okay, so these are quite tight, so I'm going to take the string tension off a bit, because it's all going to need tuning up again anyway. Right, so I've done a bit of to-ing and fro-ing with this bridge. It had to come up quite high, and I was a bit worried that it was very high with the screw not very far into the bezel in the body, but I've set it well now, and I think there's enough depth in the screw. In fact, I think it probably even might be able to go down a little bit, so that's good. So let's just sort the pickup height out. I mean, that's pretty close on the base side. That's good on the treble. The bridge is a bit low, so I'm going to raise it up. And bring it down on the treble side. That's good. That's it. Excellent. Happy with those. Right. Intonation. That's a touch flat, so it's a flathead screwdriver, and because it's flat I want to shorten the scale length, so we're going to bring it towards us. Bit more. Still more. There's not a lot more left actually, I'm not sure there's any left. That's good. So that's very flat. I think they need to be brought right to the precipice of the end. In fact, that is as tight as it goes. That's good. That's good. Little bit flat. That's good. Again, just a little bit flat. That's it, that's as far as that one goes. That's not bad. Right, I'm going to check the neck relief again. Yeah, that's good. Right, so what I'm going to do now is take this to the desk, give it a proper thorough testing, make sure there's no buzz, make sure it's all working, and then this one will be finished. Great, thanks for watching.